Alright guys, so just the other day I traded a 1986 Ranger for a Kawasaki ZX12R. It's year 2000 so far. Really like the bike. The only issue I've had with it so far was, well, I got home with it and the gas tank cap. I went to put the key in there just to, I guess, make sure the key worked or whatever, and it didn't. Reason being that it was severely corroded. So all this damage is from me breaking it out of the tank. People were saying that it's the lock, so I punched out the lock. It still wouldn't turn. And other people were saying that it's this mechanism, and that's what it was. So the way I got it out was with it in the tank, like so. This ring right here, I just took 2 screwdrivers, got on this side and this side of it, and just pried it on both sides and just kept wiggling it around until finally this thing broke and I was able to get it out. The issue I'm running into now is that because of, you know, how rusted and corroded this is, now I have all kinds of rust in the fuel tank. It looks like most of the rust that's in the tank is just from what broke off of the cap. All that stuff down there is just loose rust, you know, particles or whatever. So I think if I disconnect the fuel tank and rinse it all out and let it dry, it'll be good to go. The only issue I'm having is there's not a lot of research videos on YouTube for this model. They have the ZX14s and ZX11s and all that stuff, but for a 2000 ZX12, there's a lot of test drives and stuff like that, but not so much maintenance videos. So especially with me not having too much sport bike experience, I mostly rode like cruisers before this. I'm in a new world for me, so purpose of this video is just to introduce you guys to it. And you know, if you're one of the people who are in my shoes looking for informational videos as I go through this and figure the shortcuts out and figure out how to do things with it, I'm gonna post them on here, so that way, you know, maybe I can save you some time and you won't have to learn through trial and error like I will. And also, if you're watching this and you have one of these and you've already learned tips and tricks and what to look out for, let me know. I'll definitely appreciate the advice, anything that you would know, because pretty much if you have one of these, you're going to know more about it than I do. Like I said, the most experience I have with maintenance on a sport bike is just helping my buddy change the oil on his Gixxer. Other than that, though, great bike. It drove great. When I was driving it home, it was like a 45-minute drive. I was driving, you know, pretty safe at first until I started getting more comfortable on it. I hit about 110, 120, and then it started to snow, so I slowed back down because, you know, nobody wants to crash their bike the day they get it. But it handled really well. It was actually really comfortable. I've always kind of been against buying a street bike or a sport bike because I guess I assumed that the, you know, cruiser style would be more comfortable for me. But after driving this, it's like the most comfortable bike I've ever driven before, especially being able to lay down on the tank and like get underneath the wind. It was great. With it all put back together, it actually looks really nice. I know right now it looks like shit, but anyways, yeah, so as I go through and learn some things about it, I'll definitely post it on here to keep you guys updated and maybe help you out in your future endeavors. One thing I thought was really cool, I've never seen before, is this prop rod right here. I've never seen a bike come with that before, you know, and I guess it just sits right here. And I found it and I was like, man, that's great. Because whenever I help my buddy, you know, we're always looking for like blocks of wood or something to, you know, hold the tank up while we're working on it. But other than that, man, it's, like I said, great bike. The speedometer says 220. I don't know if it'll actually go 220 or not. I doubt it, but like I said, at 120 in bad weather, with it sitting for as long as it has, it still felt like it had way more to give in terms of power and speed. So, I mean, I'm sure it'll probably break 200 once, you know, I fix this issue and, you know, change the oil and stuff like that. But anyways, like I said, as I go through and learn some stuff, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Another thing that I've never seen before is, instead of the battery being like under the seat, it's actually behind this compartment. So you take out these bolts right here and it's like a drawer that'll slide out with the battery in it, and you just disconnect your wires or whatever you gotta do. I have a charging cable like already attached to it, so I don't have to do that, but it's something I came across. There's not a lot of videos out there for this model, like I said, but that's one thing I did come across. So yeah, if you know, you get one of these bikes, or like I said, you have any tips or tricks that you could let me know, I definitely would appreciate it. And then also, I've already ordered the replacement fuel cap. Now, I decided personally, the whole point of having a key on this is to make sure someone, A, doesn't steal your gas, and B, doesn't, you know, put some sugar in your tank, or, you know, just do some dumb shit to fuck with you, right? But, you know, I'm in the Army, so a lot of the time I'll be on base, or it's going to be in my garage. So I'm not too worried about somebody, you know, putting anything in my gas tank. And I mean, honestly, if somebody's fast enough while I'm at Walmart or something to siphon the gas out of my tank, hey, you earned the $12 or whatever it costs to fill this up. The, for me, what I ordered though is a, well, let me grab this actually. So this is the ring that goes around your fuel cap on your tank, right? You can see some of it's still attached right on the hinge. The one I ordered, it comes with a new ring. There's no hinge, and it's just a screw cap that sits flush with the tank. So you can still lay down on the tank and still be comfortable, but you don't have to worry about, oh, my key's not working, it's corroded or whatever. And it's supposed to be made out of some material that's not gonna corrode, which, hey, I don't ever have to want to take this stuff apart again. Another thing, while I got it on my mind, that might be an issue you're running into is with the key. Let's say, you know, your fuel cap is sticking. These keys are not very durable. So I noticed as I was trying to unlock the gas tank, when I got done, I put the key back in the bike and the bike wouldn't turn on. Like the key wouldn't turn in the bike. And then I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And I realized that for me, turning this in a lock that doesn't turn, the key just ever so slightly bent. And so I took some vice grips, put it on there, straightened it back out, put it in there, and then the bike turned back on. So just a little bit of bend in your key can keep your bike from turning, or your ignition from turning over. And so maybe that's an issue you're having. Your key won't turn, your ignition or something. Just check and make sure it's straight. But other than that, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Like I said, tomorrow I'll get back into this project on getting this fuel tank off. And for everything else that I get into, like I said, I'll post the videos, whatever shortcuts I come across or things that I think, hey, like I didn't know that, maybe somebody else doesn't know that. I'll definitely let you guys know. Just stay tuned, and let me know, what you know about it, what you want to know about it. Maybe if you're trying to figure something out that I haven't posted on, maybe I already know about it and I didn't post, or maybe it's something I can just look into and figure out for you. But other than that, this is pretty much gonna be my hobby for a while. So just, like, subscribe, comment, whatever, or don't. I don't care. But yeah, that's that. And that's it, man. So it's a nice bike. I really like this style for this model. Super comfortable with the stock exhaust. It's actually pretty quiet considering it's a 1200. Only issue I have cosmetically is this little crack right here. It's a little bit of the paint scuff right here. I don't know if they laid it down or what. And then somebody patched this. I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a patch here, so I'll definitely end up replacing this at some point. And then there's a small crack right here. So yeah, we'll get into it.